So we're in for a good one because today I'm going to teach you the most powerful skill that you can have in business, which is distribution. Now, who here remembers our 3-step formula to make money with digital products? Let's see. I actually want you guys to drop in the chat. Drop in the chat, what are the 3 steps that we've been covering in the first 2 episodes of the Make Money Online Challenge? Let's see. This is a quiz. Does anyone remember? Go ahead and drop in the chat. What's the 3 steps? What are the 3 things we discussed? Deliver, the 3Ds, yeah, 3Ds. But what are they? What are the 3Ds? Correct. There we go. Joy, develop, distribute, deliver. Yes. Develop, distribute, deliver. Develop, distribute. We got some fucking superstars in here. I love this. Develop, distribute, deliver. All right, cool. Guillermo, develop, distribute, deliver. All right. You guys have been watching. You guys have been paying attention. I love to see it. So you're correct. Those are the 3Ds. All right. The 3Ds are, and as you can tell, you guys have been paying attention: develop, distribute, and then deliver. And yesterday, it was all about our first step, which is develop. And we learned a bunch of insane stuff. We learned how to develop our first digital product, even if you have no previous experience or knowledge or expertise, by taking advantage of proprietary AI. And we learned the difference between regular digital products and non-expert digital products, and why the latter is so much easier to sell. We learned 3 proven formats of non-expert digital products that you can create that basically guarantee that your product will sell. And you discovered how to take the content AI creates for us and then turn that into a 90-minute screen recording broken down into 5 to 10 videos. And that is all our digital product is. And you even saw how to do all of this if you don't want to show your face. Okay, you even saw how you can do this totally faceless. Now, if you missed any of that, don't worry. You can go back and watch that session later. For now, just focus on what we're going to cover today, because even if you still don't have a digital product, or even if you missed the last session, this will still be insanely useful and will still make sense to you, because today you're going to learn the second step of our equation: how to distribute your product to start making sales passively in as little as 7 days. And I can say one thing: a lot of sales gurus are going to be very pissed off for me saying this, okay? But for the next hour, I want you to forget the word sales. I know that's a big ask. Now, it might sound counterintuitive first because, well, how do we even make money without sales? But the truth is, the beauty of Digital Products 2.0 is that you don't need to sell, okay? So if you're someone who's deadly afraid, if it petrifies you when you hear the word sales, that is good news for you, because we won't be doing any of that here. What we're going to do instead is so much more powerful, and on to that in a second. And if you attended our session yesterday, you already saw the special offer that we made, and tons of you took us up on that, which is crazy because we didn't even reveal our 2 mystery bonuses yesterday. Yet we had lots of questions that we knew what these bonuses were specifically. Okay, a lot of you guys want to know. So I think it would help. So we're actually going to reveal more about this later on in the presentation, but all in due time, because my main focus here today is to help you understand the power of distribution. And if you have more questions, we'll go ahead and address that at the end of the day, because as usual, at the end of this live training, we're going to have our more informal session with my very special co-host, Jason Fladlin, who's been in this industry for 20 years at this point and has lived through all 5 of the big digital waves. So today, you're going to go ahead and discover how to access an untapped source of buyers moving $2 to $3 million a month in digital product sales, how to take advantage of the Amazon flywheel effect so that whenever other people sell more, you sell more too, as well as how we take one digital product and multiply it into multiple streams of income. So let's start off by establishing that Whop is the best place for people to make money online with digital products. Whop is the biggest digital marketplace that maybe you've never even heard of. It is a silent marketplace out there that most people aren't even aware of, where users are earning over $1 billion per year with digital products. Now, let me put that into perspective for you. If you took that $1 billion and you converted it to $100 bills, it would create a stack of cash over 1 kilometer tall, higher than 2 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other. Or think about it this way: if you earned $100,000 per year, it would take you 10,000 years to earn $1 billion. That is longer than all of recorded human civilization. That is the scale of how much people are earning with digital products from just one platform, okay? And the reason why it's the best place for people to make money online with digital products is because it's by far the best platform where people selling digital products make the most money, even just as beginners getting started. In fact, you can Google it. You can literally Google right now, how much does the average user make on Whop? And it will give you the answer. The average user selling on Whop makes $7,382 per month. And I actually checked the statistics more recently, okay? And I actually dug into it with our data team. Right now, that number has actually gone up to $9,000 a month. There's literally no other digital product platform on earth that even comes close to this level of earning for their users. Trying to sell digital products without Whop is kind of like trying to shave with a slice of bread. You can try, but it just makes no sense, okay? Now, how is it possible that the average user on Whop makes upwards of $9,000 a month when most people trying to sell digital products can't even make a single sale? Well, there's a very specific reason for that, because Whop gives you free distribution. As I already stated, distribution is 100 times more powerful than sales. And failing to understand this simple concept is the reason most people can't sell a single unit of their digital product. Let me explain. Imagine you're selling homemade cookies. Now you have two options. Option one, you could stand on a random street corner with a sign trying to convince every passing stranger to stop and buy your cookies. You would spend most of your time explaining to them what makes your cookies special, why they should try them, and convincing people who don't even want cookies to try to make a purchase there and then. Or option two, you could place your cookies in a busy mall's food court right next to a sign that says desserts. People who walk up to that counter, they're already hungry. They're already looking for something sweet, and they have already decided to buy a treat, okay? You don't need to convince them that they want cookies. They're already there, specifically looking for something like what it is that you offer. Which one would you prefer to go for, okay? Would you prefer to go for option one, standing there just randomly, okay? Randomly standing on the side of the street, okay? Trying to convince every person, okay? Do we want to sell or do you want to distribute? Let's see if you guys have been paying attention. Do we want to sell or do we want to distribute? Let me know in the chat. Sell or distribute? What's a smart way to do things? I see you guys are putting a bunch of twos. Option two is correct. Distribute, distribute, distribute. Love it. Of course, we want to distribute. We want it to feel effortless, okay? We want to make our lives feel effortless, okay? I always say there's a great concept in life, power versus force. I don't want to force things, okay? I just want to position myself in the right place, okay? All this stuff is about distribution and not sales. Most digital product creators are standing on that random street corner trying to convince every uninterested passerby. Okay, that's most digital product sellers. They spend all their time and money trying to convince people who would never buy their product in the first place. But the smart creators are placing their products on platforms like Whop, where customers are already browsing with their credit cards out. Listen, wouldn't it be so much easier to make a few sales a day if all you had to do was to put your product in front of a handful of people who were already looking to buy what you sell, instead of trying to convince hundreds of strangers one at a time who have no interest in what it is that you sell? That is the whole point of distribution. When you list your digital product on Whop's marketplace, it's like having your cookies in that dessert section. You're not trying to create demand. You're simply making your product available to people who already have the desire and intention to buy. They are pre-sold on the concept. They just need to find the right option. That is distribution. That is why every single big brand on the shelves of Walmart, you hardly ever see them trying to sell their product to you, okay? At most, maybe they might have some ads running on social media, some brand awareness stuff, but they're not ever going to come trying to knock on your door, cold call you trying to sell their products or DM you about their cereal promotions. Yet, all of those brands are moving millions of dollars a week without ever having to do any selling. Why? Because they don't need to. After all, they know how to position their products in front of customers who are already looking for what they sell. And if you want to succeed with digital products, you need to forget the word sales. Stop trying to force people into buying your digital product, and instead focus on just positioning your product where your ideal customers already hang out. Okay. How much easier would it be for you to sell your product if it was positioned perfectly, right, in the digital shelves where millions of people browse on a daily basis already? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do in today's live session. So all we're doing here is very simple. We're uploading our digital products 2.0 to Whop and making Whop sell it for us. Now, you might be wondering, how much is the marketplace selling a month passively, just internally for users who are already browsing on Whop? Well, the answer is $2 to $3 million a month worth of digital products. We are putting $2 to $3 million a month in our users' pockets through the marketplace. Okay. Just so you guys really understand this, that is someone who's already on Whop, already purchased another digital product, and is actively looking to buy more digital products on the platform. So that way you can get sales passively, literally without you having to do anything. That is the Whop marketplace. And as a digital product creator, your main role is uploading a product to Whop, and then that's it. You let Whop distribute it for you because they know how to turn these simple digital products into reliable money printing machines. There's no one who knows how to sell digital products better online than Whop. Okay. I mean, listen, after all, they've put $1 billion into the pockets of our users. And it's funny. I was actually having this conversation with Cam, who's one of the co-founders of Whop, back when I was in the offices in New York in March. And he was telling me about their marketplace. And he told me, it's crazy. There's these little digital products that start getting sales from the marketplace a few months ago. Okay, so this is a concept we were talking about a few months ago. And we started to optimize our algorithm to help these smaller creators get more sales passively from the marketplace. Now, fast forward a few months, and these digital products are already earning $2 to $3 million a month completely passively just by ranking on the marketplace, just from marketplace sales alone, passively coming in. And at first, I didn't really understand this concept. Now, he kept explaining it to me. A few creators are figuring out how to hack the Whop marketplace. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? Okay, what do you mean hack the marketplace? So he showed me this screenshot. He said, look, take a look at this. This digital product has gotten 1,506 sales from the marketplace in the last 3 days, and they only have 1,700 members total, meaning less than 200 of their sales came from outside Whop. Everything else came from people who were already hanging out at the Whop app and looking to buy what he sells. He just positioned his product in the right place. Just like getting a physical product on the first page of Amazon, your product will naturally get a lot of sales due to the number of predisposed buyers seeing it. And that's really when this whole thing clicked for me. The Whop marketplace follows the exact same concept as Amazon, but for digital products instead of physical products. And as you know, digital products are already a thing. They've been a thing for years now, just like e-commerce was already a thing before Amazon. But when Amazon came into the picture, that's when things turned up another notch. That's when things went parabolic. That's when things 100x. And that's the same trend that's repeating with digital products and Whop right now, this moment. If you want to take full advantage of this opportunity before anyone else jumps into it, the best way to do this is through what I call forced distribution method. That is the method that we use to basically force Whop's algorithm to give us free distribution and free customers to our products. We give Whop what it wants. And what does Whop do? Well, or sorry, I should say, what does Whop want? Well, let's ask ourselves, okay? Let's use some logic. What do all the other apps on your phone want? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. What do they all optimize for? Drop in the chat below, okay? What do these platforms want? Let me know. Tell me. When you're on these platforms, what are they looking for? Okay, what's a good indication? What's a good sign to them? Retention, users, time, attention, views. So traction, retention, you guys are getting the point here, right? It's basically making sure that people spend time on the platform. You know, that's the most important thing to these platforms. Time spent on the app. What all the apps on your phone want is for users to spend more time on their apps. And listen, Whop is the exact same. The more time users spend on Whop, the more products they will see. The more products users see, the more products they will buy. The more products users buy, the more money Whop makes. It's a simple snowball effect. And that is how this digital product went from 200 users to 1,700 users in a matter of 3 days, all coming from the Whop marketplace. That is 500 sales a day coming from the Whop marketplace to this digital product. And by the way, you can do the math on how much that money can equate to. Let's say the digital product is $50. 500 sales of that a day equates to $25,000 per day in sales for your digital product. That is the size of the opportunity that we are talking about here. Now, let's be very real with each other, okay? Let's not be around the bush. Let's be very real with each other. Not everyone is going to get 500 sales a day like this to their digital product. In fact, most people won't get that many sales. That's fine. So let's assume people don't even get 10% of that. Let's assume people get 1% of that. Okay, 1% of that amount. That would equate to 5 sales a day to your digital product. Okay, that is $250 a day in sales for you. In a month, that's $7,500. Now, I know you guys might be thinking, well, how realistic is that figure actually? Well, do you remember our quick Google search from earlier? That's exactly how much the average user on Whop makes. So yeah, to answer your question, it's pretty fucking realistic. Now, tell me in the chat below, would that make a difference to your life? Okay, adding an extra $7,500 a month to whatever it is you're doing right now, would that like make a difference? You know, because I know like these days everyone's like, oh, unless you're a multi-millionaire, like you're a brokey, blah blah, all this stuff. Like basically like discrediting the fact that this sort of money is life-changing money. Like I don't know why we sit here and pretend as if like unless you're making a bajillion dollars a year, like you know, you're not like guys, this changes people's lives. Okay, this changes people's lives. For most people, that'll be enough for them to quit their jobs, quit university, have the opportunity to fully focus on growing their business, or just have enough disposable income to stop having to live paycheck to paycheck, which is really what gives you true control in life. Okay, true ownership of your life and your own decisions. Because when you stop depending on your paycheck to pay your bills, that is when you go from doing things because you need to do them and start doing things because you want to do them. And there's nothing more powerful. There's no more powerful shift in someone's life when they go through this change. For me, that's what it means when you reach your turning point. Because from that point on, no one else can ever tell you what to do ever again. And that is when you become ungovernable. And as you've just seen, all it takes for you to get there is 5 sales a day. There are people getting 500 of those in the exact same place your digital product is going to be distributed at. Do you see how that's not unrealistic at all for you to achieve your turning point too with this framework and this infrastructure? And by the way, those are the numbers for just one digital product only. Nothing stops you from creating 2, 3, 5, 10 of them. And once one hits, it can get crazy, and it can get crazy quick. Just like JC, okay? JC made $16,000 within 24 hours of uploading his digital product to Whop. And as you can see, he's just a regular guy. In fact, he doesn't even have a profile picture or proper username. And by the way, that's not a one-off, by the way, because that very same day, Connor also hit $16,000 within 24 hours of uploading his product on Whop. And by the way, guys, these are not like some old examples of something that happened 6 years ago. No, these examples are from Thursday, last week. At this point, these type of results are happening daily on Whop. In fact, multiple times a day, as you can see with this example here and with our Whop bot, which literally tweets every single time someone crosses 100K that they've earned. Because that is what happens when you develop your digital product the right way, upload it to Whop for it to distribute and deliver the product for you. And the great thing is, as a co-owner of Whop, I have access to the inner workings of the algorithm. So I know exactly what works and what doesn't to get users to spend more time inside your digital product. Now, after that chat I had with Cam, I've become obsessed with studying how other people were optimizing the amount of time spent on their digital products and how the Whop algorithm uses that to rank your digital products. And here is what I found out. There are really 2 key specific metrics you can use to influence user time spent on your digital products. And if you can maximize these 2 key metrics, you're essentially forcing Whop to recommend your product to everyone. Now, obviously, I can't just share these 2 parameters publicly because they can contain sensitive information and sensitive data on how the Whop's algorithm actually works from the inside. But it is by maximizing these 2 simple parameters inside their digital products that Richard has gone over 5,000 customers passively from the Whop marketplace for his wholesale digital product. The most important thing you need to understand here is that by doing that, you are getting free distribution. And that is exactly why I say this is a virtually zero risk business model, because you don't need to invest money to make money back. You can literally get started for virtually zero. Imagine if you had a physical product, let's say, I don't know, a cereal brand, for example. And let's say, let's imagine this. Let's imagine someone came to you, okay, and offered you to put your cereal in the best shelves of all the top supermarkets in your country, okay? Would you take that deal? Would you take the deal where, hypothetically, maybe, you had a physical product, okay? And right now you're selling, okay? You're taking your physical product and you're going on the streets and you're going, hey, do you want this? Do you want this cereal? Do you want this? Will you pay me for this? Like trying to sell everyone. And people are like, bro, chill out. Like, relax. No, I don't want your cereal. Would you rather do that? Or would you rather go to someone, okay? Would you rather go to an organization that's literally going to offer you to put your cereal in the best shelves, give you the best distribution, the best placement of all the top supermarkets in your country, and they're going to go, yeah, man, it's actually going to cost you nothing? Of course you would take that deal. Guys, who here would take that deal? Type in the chat. Drop a one in the chat if you take that deal. If that sounds like something nice to you, or something where isn't that a little relieving knowing that, like, oh, you know what, I actually don't need to push this and force this on other people. Okay, I rather than sell, I can just get distribution. Is that relieving? Just drop a chat one in the chat if you're like, oh, you know what, actually that sounds a lot better. I don't want to sell. Okay, I don't want to like go through all this like ickiness of like having to sell each person individually. I'd rather just get distribution. Okay, rather than force, I'd rather come from a place of power. Okay, and put the systems in place. Okay, rather than working in the business, you work on the business. Now, listen, the obvious question, okay, you're probably asking yourself right now is, why would someone actually offer you a deal like that? If Whop is so successful, why would they give me free distribution? How come they even need me as a brand new person on there? I'll tell you something. We have a really strange, funny problem right now at Whop. Okay, this is coming from a co-owner in Whop. We have a really funny predicament going on. Okay, and this is not very common. We have way more customers than we have sellers, like way more. In the last 30 days, we had over 571,000 unique transactions on Whop. That is 571,000 unique customers wanting to buy what you sell. And this number is growing exponentially every single month. The problem is we only had 10,000 people to supply that demand, meaning there is a huge gap. It's like we have this huge supermarket full of people want to buy tons of stuff, but we simply don't have any stock. We don't have any products to fill out the shelves. That's our situation right now. Now, the Walt marketplace right now is literally this untapped source of buyers that's moving $2 to $3 million a month in sales passively. We need more people selling on there. Okay, the demand is there, and you get access to this for free. Whop has never invested a single dollar into marketing. Everyone selling on their platform heard of them organically, meaning very few people know about this premium distribution opportunity. It's like the best kept secret hidden in plain sight. So if you're here at this event, you're one of the first few people who's ever going to hear about it. And most importantly, I have a selfish interest. Okay, I always want to make my interest very transparent. I'm not like, let's not fucking beat around the bush. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. Let's just be completely honest with each other. I have a selfish interest, which is why I'm putting together this entire event. Okay, basically helping you to help me. I have a selfish interest in making sure that you succeed with digital products. Okay, I'm invested in your success because the more money you make, okay, the more money we make collectively. I figure out a way where I literally show you how to make money, and if you succeed, we take a tiny, 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 tiny little percentage of it. Okay, this way, okay, it's a two-way street. If you win, I win, and vice versa. Okay, I created a situation like Jeff Bezos. How did Jeff Bezos become the richest man in the world? Did he sell every product on Amazon? No, essentially, Jeff Bezos created a process for people to sell on Amazon. And by making them a bunch of money, he was able to do okay for themselves. Okay. But the only way he was able to do okay for himself in life is by other people making a bunch of money. So he got this tiny little percentage of what people made, which was this. Okay. Everyone else had all of this life-changing income and success and abundance. And he had a tiny little bit that came from it. Okay. So the only way he was able to do okay was because a bunch of people made a bunch of money. And that's why I'm so excited to get as many people as possible to sell their digital products on Whop. Jeff Bezos actually created a term for that. It's called the Amazon flywheel. And this flywheel effect is the whole reason that Amazon became one of the biggest companies on earth and allowed tens of thousands of people to make millions in the process. The Amazon flywheel effect is more products on the platform means more customer visits. More customers increase the volume of sales. More sales attracts more sellers to the site. And with more sellers, there's even more products. Okay. That is how the flywheel works. It is a self-reinforcing loop, a virtuous cycle. You feed any part of this flywheel and the loop is accelerated. Everyone wins and grows more rapidly. The customer base, the volume of sales, and the amount of sellers all goes up. Let me give you an example. Okay. Let me show you this in action. Okay. Picture this. Imagine a town square with this beautiful carousel right at the center. At first, a few merchants set up shop around this carousel, but as people come to ride it, they naturally start browsing and buying from these merchants. Then the town notices something very interesting. Every time they add a new merchant to the square, more people visit. And here's the crazy part. Not only does the new merchant get customers, but all the existing merchants see more sales too. Why? Because the variety draws in a larger crowd and people buy from multiple merchants. The more merchants that the town adds, the more visitors they get. And the more visitors spend, the more merchants want to join. And the entire marketplace becomes increasingly valuable to everyone who is involved. And guys, this is exactly what's happening with Whop's digital marketplace right now. Each new creator who joins doesn't just compete for the same pool of customers, they actually expand the entire ecosystem. Every new digital product attracts more buyers to the platform, which benefits all sellers. More buyers then attracts even more sellers, creating this powerful acceleration effect. And so, the more other people sell, the more you sell because you're all growing in the marketplace. It is the tide that lifts all boats. So, let's go back to Amazon example. Have you ever seen someone who only purchased at Amazon once? No. Like, guys, we all know once you buy on Amazon one product, you buy many things, okay? People who buy on Amazon multiple times, or I should say, people buy on Amazon multiple times from many different sellers. So the more customers, the more all the sellers on Amazon make collectively. The same thing happens here. Whop is building a self-reinforcing system where more sellers create more value for everyone. Buyers find more options. Existing sellers get more exposure, and the platform becomes increasingly more powerful at distribution. And this is why Whop is so motivated to bring creators like you onto a platform right now. You are not just another vendor. You are a crucial part of a growth flywheel that makes the entire marketplace more valuable for everyone involved. It's like getting in early on Amazon, but for digital products. So my question to you is this starting to make sense to you now? Okay. Are you starting to get it? Are you starting to see clearly how all of our incentives are aligned here and why this could be the one thing that gets you freedom, just like it did for me and for so many of the examples that I've shown you during this challenge already. Now, you really are just one digital product away from making all of that a reality. And we haven't even covered the best part yet. You see, now, or in just a bit, I should say, we're going to talk about multiplying your income streams. First, you might be wondering, how do people actually discover your product? Well, imagine you're walking through a premium grocery store. You reach the ice cream section, and right at eye level, the absolute best spot in the freezer is a plain brown cardboard container with no label. Just the words chocolate ice cream handwritten with a marker. In that situation, are you going to buy the ice cream? No, of course you're not going to buy the ice cream. But imagine if even that plain container, like in a scenario where even that plain container held the most delicious, like the best ice cream in the world. Like you could have the best ice cream in the world, still no one would risk it. Okay, no one would buy this product, and that is exactly what happens with digital products. Distribution gets your product on the right shelves in front of the right eyes, but it is your packaging that makes someone stop scrolling and think, you know what, this is exactly what I need. Your packaging needs to accomplish two things: build immediate trust and elicit buying desire. And when we do it through those two elements, well then, and we do that through two elements, I should say. Packaging is your product page plus your product video. Starting with your product page, what you don't want to do here is a complicated design, a lot of text, super fancy animations. You need a very specific model of page for this to work properly. Just like on Amazon, okay? On Amazon, every product looks the same. And that's exactly what we want to do here as well, because it simply works, okay? It's as simple as that. All the successful digital products out there follow a very similar product page structure. If you pay attention, they all have a few elements in common. Take a look and see if you can spot them. If you spot them, go ahead and drop it in the chat below. This is the product page for the woodworking digital product that sold millions. This is the product page for a top-selling digital product on how to produce quality, safe drinking water anywhere. This is the product page for that speed reading and memory boosting course. This is a product page for one of my own digital products. Drop in the chat below. Between those examples that I've showed you, is there anything you're seeing in common? Like, is there things you're seeing between different product pages? Okay, are you seeing any commonalities? I'm going to check the chat. Let me know if there's anything that you see in common between them. Video, header, yep, J Ryan, header line in a video, beautiful. I'm seeing header, text headers, videos. Yeah, you guys are on the ball. They all have a video, okay? That's one of them. That's one of the three. Text, but it's not just text, okay? What type of text? Okay, it's not any kind of text. What's the format of the text? It's a heading, okay? A heading, okay? There we go. That is what we call a headline. And that is the title above the video. And what's the last one? They have a button, a call to action, okay? It is a button. The more technical people call it, you know, it's a call to action button, but really it's just a button to buy, okay? That is really all it is. Now, all you need really is a page with a video, a headline, and a button. That is literally all you need. When people go to your page, those are the only elements that they should see. If you're seeing more than that, it's just a distraction. Now, of course, when they scroll down, you can add more information about your digital product and so on and so forth. But honestly, you don't even need to do that. Those three elements are literally all you need. You're going to see some of the highest selling digital product pages. All they have is those three elements, nothing more. You can't even scroll down further. They just focus on those three elements. And the most important part of this page, what do you think it is? It's the video. All right. That is the most important part of the page. A single one of these videos is all you need to sell tens of thousands of units of your digital product. And I know this can sound very overwhelming at first, and you might be asking, well, how do I even put together a video like this? But you don't even need to worry about that. I have a proven script I've developed over years of testing and hundreds of millions in sales, carefully structured to elicit the right emotions at the right moment. But to be honest, you don't even need to know how to script yourself, okay? We made it even simpler for anyone to create one of these videos with a powerful software. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later down the line. Regardless, once you develop your video for your digital product, can you imagine the freedom of having a single video working for you 24/7, converting complete strangers into buyers while you sleep? And by the way, for this video, you can take the same faceless approaches that we take for creating our digital product, or just record a screen sharing like I showed you yesterday. You can take those two approaches. So that is how we create this video. Now, what about the page itself? Well, that's what Whop is here for. We have all this built out for you. If you take a look at the digital products on Whop, they all follow the exact same structure because Whop has it pre-built for you. All you need to do is add your video there, change the headline and the text on a button. The rest is all taken care of for you. After people click this button on the page, they will go directly to checkout, where Whop takes care of the entire payment processing. That is your delivery system, and you literally don't have to do anything. Whop takes care of the whole delivery for you. It even gives you premium payment options such as buy now, pay later. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, that's the #1 payment method online today. 63% of general admission tickets for Coachella were paid for with buy now, pay later, meaning if you tried to do that yourself, you would miss out on 70% of sales. If you use some other platform, you would miss out on 70% of sales just simply by not using Whop. And that is why we use Whop for delivery. That is why that's one of the reasons why I invest in the company myself. All right, because we just have such robust delivery systems. And not only that, they take care of delivering the products for you automatically every single time a new customer purchases it. So that way you don't need to email anyone, you don't need to send access information. It is all done automated. This way, you can literally be chilling by the beach, drinking a margarita, and see all the notifications popping up on your phone. Hey, you just made $90 from a sale of your digital product. And you know, I have this concept of private victories that I've talked about a lot back in the day. Okay. So if you've been following me for 5 years plus, you'll probably remember this concept of private victories. The idea is that for every big public win people see out there, whether that's a fancy car, a watch, vacations, there are dozens of these private victories that you experience along the way. And for me, those private victories are 100 times more satisfying than the public victories. Okay. Now, I know this kind of sounds bad to say, but I don't have any emotional reaction when I buy something expensive. Like, materialistic stuff does literally nothing for me. Okay. I could buy a brand new Bugatti and I would feel literally zero excitement about it. I'm just so numb at this point. Okay. But the one thing I still feel excited about to this day is my private victories. Okay. The moments of success and the private victories I have when no one else is around. And one type specifically always gets me. When I get notifications of a sale on my phone when I'm not working, like, that's still the craziest concept. I've been making money with digital products for so many years now, but this concept is still insane to me. Okay. Sometimes I'm having dinner with my friends, or I'm on a vacation, or I'm reading a book by the beach, and I see that notification. I feel like a kid again. Okay. Every time that happens, it is a reminder to me, or it's a reminder to me of a very simple thing, that someone who just found a digital product I created once. Okay. So they were out there, and they found a digital product that I created one time. They watched the video explaining what the product was, clicked on the button to check out, added their payment information there, clicked purchase, got the product delivered to them instantly, automatically, without me having to move a finger. This entire process, this entire automated process, this is still, I've been doing this so long, and it's still insane to me. It's still jaw-dropping to me. And all of that, as I said, happened without any of my input, because I created a product once. And I can't wait for you to feel the same thing. There's nothing more empowering and fulfilling than this. Now, step 3, tap into other distribution channels to multiply your income. Doing this actually essentially multiplies your chances of success. So let's start with the first distribution channel, which is search. The rationale is simple. There's a ton of people who are already searching for what you sell online. Drop in the chat if you know what the #1 search engine in the world is. I'll take a little swig of tea while you guys answer that question. Do you know what the #1 search engine is in the world? Let's see. Google. Yeah, I think it's a pretty obvious one. Google. Yeah, you guys are correct. It's Google. There you go. Some very astute individuals watching this live. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more tricky. Drop in the chat if you know what the second biggest search engine in the world is. You know, I bet some of you guys won't get this right. Bing? Maybe? What is it? What's the second largest search engine in the world? Pinterest, Safari, Perplexity, Yahoo, Bing, Firefox. I didn't even know that was still a thing. It's YouTube. All right. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. It's insane. Now, here's the funny thing that most people don't notice. When you search something on Google, if the answer to that search is in a video, Google will also recommend you a YouTube video as the top search result. Now, the opposite is not true. If someone searches for something on YouTube, YouTube is not going to show you a Google article or a website as a search result. It will only show you videos. Meaning, if you create the right video, you can get distributed in the 2 biggest search engines in the world simultaneously. And guess what? The more views you get from Google searches, the more it boosts your video. So the more views you'll also get from YouTube as well. So when you create a video that ranks on both Google and YouTube, the amount of distribution you start to get is insane. Most of the money that I've ever made from my highest earning digital product, Agency Navigator, came from a single YouTube video. This one YouTube video put $20 million in my pocket. One single video, okay? One single video taking people to one digital product. That is the scale that these things can go to. All because I optimized that video to rank for people searching for the best online business to start as a beginner, which, by the way, is a keyword with insane amounts of volume and buying intent behind it. And I know that might sound super unachievable, but I just wanted to show you what's possible. Am I saying that, you're going to have a digital product that makes you $50 million and, one YouTube video that makes you $20 million? No, I'm not saying that at all. You see, when I first published that video, it actually only got a few thousand views. But day by day, that video kept growing for years. And each day, it would get more and more views. And the more views it got, the more it got recommended to other people. Now, I have another YouTube video that generated me $2 million with only 180,000 views. And once again, I know that might sound like super crazy, intimidating, big numbers. But if we were just to take away 1 0, okay, that would be the same as making $200,000 from only 18,000 views. So just so you can understand how achievable it is to get 18,000 views on a video, there are 14,000 searches for how to grow tomatoes on Google in a single day. Per day, 14,000 searches on how to grow tomatoes. And by the way, that's only for the specific phrase of how to grow tomatoes. If you consider all the other variations, like how to grow tomatoes in a container or growing tomatoes, et cetera, then it comes up to 379,000 searches. So if you have a simple digital product on that, to get 18,000 views, you would only need 5% of the people searching for how to grow tomatoes to actually watch your video. And that's in a day, right? For you to get those $200,000, you'll need to get those 18,000 views once, not in one day. It can be over months. It can even be over years, okay? So if you want to get those 18,000 views in, let's say, for example, 4 months, you would only need 150 views a day on your video. Can you now start to understand how it's more achievable and realistic for something like this to actually transpire? Okay, if you only got 150 views, positioning your content, positioning this asset in front of people who are already looking for it. It's, once again, going back to our example of selling versus distribution, sales versus distribution. We're not trying to sell anyone here, okay? We're not selling, we're distributing, okay? That is the power of search distribution. And that is how easily it can scale. And by the way, anything you make from these search distribution channels is in addition to your Whop income. It's not like one or the other, okay? We need to use, and we should use both of these at the same time. It's not one or the other. I said it's both. And when I talk about posting a video on YouTube, I'm not talking about becoming an expert on YouTube or posting videos every week. No. We are strategic with what we do here. I want you to think about these videos as creating a few strategic distribution assets that take people to your product. You create them once and voila, that is it. They are going to be positioned there in a place where every single day there are new people coming in. So that way you don't need to record new videos every week. All you need to do is create 3 to 5 videos positioned in the right place, or even better, have 3 to 5 videos created for you using the right software. Once again, everything we talk about here, there's two options. There's either do it yourself or have it done for you. You can do whichever one you want. There's no right or wrong answer in life. It's just in life, there's always two routes that you can take. It's just whatever stage you're at. Okay. So you can either create the 3 to 5 videos or have them created for you and position in the right place. And then those videos will live and bring in sales. No, sorry, will be living, breathing organisms that bring in sales on autopilot for your product for a long time, as long as you do it right. So let me give you an example. My CMO, Luis, was talking to his Brazilian friend who actually created a faceless YouTube channel and published one video on influence and persuasion. One video. Now, he had a digital product on teaching career professionals how to become more persuasive and assert influence when they speak. Cool? But this guy was smart. He didn't create any regular video on the topic. He packaged this video so that way it showed up as one of the first results on YouTube and Google when people search for the word persuasion in Brazilian Portuguese. For 6 years, that was the only video on his channel. For 6 years, he created one video. One video. And that amounted to almost 1 million views and tens of thousands of units of his digital product sold over the years. Imagine creating a digital product once, recording a single 37-minute YouTube video for it. And 6 years from now, you are still getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year passively because of that single video. And you know what the most interesting part of this whole thing is? He didn't show his face once. He did this whole thing faceless. Okay, what do you do instead? Exactly what I told you to do when recording your digital product. If you don't want to show your face, a screen recording of slides and a simple voiceover. That's it. That works for creating your product, but it also works for creating your distribution assets. You don't need to show your face at any step of the process if you don't want to. And I know whenever I talk about creating videos, people kind of go crazy and think, but what am I even going to talk about in these videos? I don't have anything to talk about. And then do I need to sell in this video? I'm not good at selling. How do I even do this? But it's actually so much easier than you think. A lot of people just overcomplicate this process. First of all, no, there's no selling. Remember, what we do here is distribution. There's no need for selling. And you do already have things to talk about in your video. You just don't know how to frame the video with the stuff that you already have. For example, let's say you have a digital product on growing tomatoes, okay? Let's say that in this digital product, you give people 20 hacks to grow their tomatoes faster. All you need to do, if you want to optimize for the people searching for how to grow tomatoes, is create a video like my top 3 hacks on growing your tomatoes faster. And then what do? You show 3 of the 20 hacks that you teach people inside of your digital product. And then at the end of the video, you go, by the way, this is 3 of 20 hacks I show you inside of my digital product tomato grower blueprint. If you want access to the other 17 that I haven't shown you in this video, you can get them with the link in the description. And then you just link them to the product page that we've just talked about. Your perpetual conversion video will do all of the work for you after that. It is that simple. And by the way, this is just one of 7 different video framings I use. And when you use them, you guaranteed that your videos will get views from people who are already searching for what it is that you sell. And I'm going to tell you how you can get access to them in just a minute. Now, the second distribution channel we take advantage of is socials. And that includes everything from Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, even LinkedIn. And again, you don't even need to show your face. You can take the exact same approach as you did on YouTube, just using background videos, cinematics, and text on the video. Now, the question is, but what type of content do I even create for these platforms? Or I've never created content before. I don't know how to do that. Well, guess what? The answer is exactly the same as the last distribution channel. My top 3 hacks to growing tomatoes faster. That's it. There's no need to overcomplicate this shit. The only difference here is that you'll need more posts. That's why I only recommend you get into this distribution channel once you have already tapped into search distribution. Now, how do you actually come up with more posts? Well, that's the beauty of social distribution. You don't really need to. You can have the exact same content just packaged up in a different way, as you can see on screen. Because really, what matters in these social platforms is only the first few seconds of your videos or the first few lines of your post. The actual content of it can be exactly the same. So that way you can take this exact same 3 hacks to grow your tomatoes and turn that into 20 different pieces of content. All you need to do is literally just change the first sentence of the video. I'll give you some examples right here. 3 secrets to growing tomatoes like professional farmers. Here are 3 tricks that will cut 3 weeks off of your tomato growing time. Stop making these 3 beginner tomato growing mistakes. I've been getting the best tomatoes of my life for 90 days now doing these 3 things. If you ever do these 3 things to your tomatoes, they might die within 24 hours. Still growing tomatoes the old way? No wonder they're taking forever. 90% of home gardeners kill their tomatoes by making these 3 crucial mistakes. That's it. Now, I actually have a software that I've been developing to basically create all this content for me. So that way I don't even need to write it myself. This is for the people who want a true done-for-you solution, okay? Now, if you don't want to do it yourself, you can just click a few buttons in the software and it literally just does everything for you, okay? Remember, in life, you have 2 options. You can either do it yourself or you can have it done for you. There's no right or wrong. You can decide what makes most sense for you. It's very good, okay? Doing it this way is super good. If you don't want to create content, you don't want all that headache, nothing. You just want it done for you, okay? Now, all of those content ideas that I just mentioned were actually created by the software. It's one of its functionalities. So if you guys want to learn more about that, I'll talk to you guys about that at the end, but let's get back to it. The cool thing about socials is that you can create a video for each one of the angles that I mentioned. And those same videos you can post on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube Shorts. You create it once and then you tap into dozens of different distribution channels. Do you see how scaling this distribution system, do you see how scalable, I should say, this distribution system is that we're creating, okay? Is this starting to make a little bit more sense to you? Go ahead and drop a yes in the chat if you're actually starting to see how this whole system comes together and how we think strategically, so that way we're not, taking the cereal and trying to sell it to, every poor soul on every corner of the street, and instead we're just positioning in the right place, okay? That is really what we're doing here. No more selling. Who wants to sell? Just distribute, okay? Yes, 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 sir. Yes, see, beautiful. I love it. Guys, really what I'm trying to do every single day builds on top of each other, okay? Now, I know many of you guys left yesterday and they're like, wow, I cannot, this makes so much sense to me. I can do this. Now, maybe some of you guys are like, oh, I can do this. I'm 90% of the way there, but this is one thing missing. And then now today, you're like, okay, I get it. Okay, so each day builds on top of each other. Yesterday, you have bulletproof confidence. No matter what, you can create unlimited winning products, okay? Well, let me rephrase that. You can create unlimited products for free until you find a winner, okay? So you have this slot machine that you can just keep pulling, and it costs you nothing until you get your winner. And then, now, once you have your winner, now you have a way where you can distribute it both from a marketplace perspective and then also tapping in and hacking into the algorithms of all the social platforms, all right? So I'm going to give you an example. Now, there are actually 2 friends. I'm probably going to butcher their names, so I apologize if you guys are watching. We've got Jamarceo and Julio. Now, come from 2 very different worlds, okay? One used to sell cars and the other ones used to work at a nonprofit. Now, they actually created a digital product together. They joined up together and decided to create a digital product, and they tapped into 2 distribution channels, Whop and then social distribution. So they used Whop and then more specifically Twitter. After a single tweet got some traction, 3,000 people signed up in the space of just 10 days to their digital product. 3,000 people. And as a result, this digital product started to rank on Whop's marketplace, top charts, okay, netting Julio and Jamarceo an additional 450 signups from shoppers there. Okay, so they tapped into both distribution channels. By the way, that was a few months ago. Fast forward to today, and these 2 gentlemen have successfully created a 7-figure business with a single digital product. This is the beauty of distribution. One distribution channel actually boosts the other, okay? So they work in tandem. We're building this whole flywheel effect, okay? This is why I keep saying, I recorded a video off the cuff when I was in New York, and I was talking about, sometimes I almost feel guilty because I look around and I'm like, hard work is not how you win. I hate to say it. Hard work is not how you win. Strategy is how you win. And having the right roadmap, okay? Being in the right vehicle, that is how you win, okay? Listen, they could go and try to sell their digital product to every single person individually. Okay, hey, do you want my thing? Hey, do you want my thing? That is they're never going to have the sort of impact the gang distribution has, okay? They worked smart, not hard. Now, those 3,000 people that these 2 gentlemen brought into Whop, they're going to buy more products inside of Whop. They're not just going to buy one thing. Once again, when you buy your first thing from Amazon, do you then stop buying on Amazon? No, you buy one thing from Amazon, and then you become a perpetual buyer from Amazon. And it's the exact same thing that is happening with Whop, meaning the more others sell, the more you sell, just by having your digital product listed there on Whop. It is a win-win situation. It is a virtuous cycle. That is the power of the flywheel that we talked about earlier in practice. Can you see how powerful this is when it comes to having one distribution channel feeding another, creating that virtuous cycle where even other people sell, when other people make money, it actually helps us make more money, okay? It's a full flywheel effect. Guys, I want you to go ahead and drop me a 1 in the chat if you want to be a part of an ecosystem like that, okay? Where another person, when they succeed and when they win, you win as well, okay? Right? When someone else makes a sale, that ends up putting more money in your pocket because it is a virtuous flywheel, okay? Go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat if you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I love that. Yes. 1, 1, yes, of course. Now listen, to this day, I have never seen anything like this. Something so safe to start and that requires so little time to start getting traction. The risk is dramatically lower and the potential is exponentially higher. And that is why digital products have been my favorite industry for years now. Historically, it has always been such a difficult industry to get into because the barrier of entry was so high. But right now in 2025, something has never happened before. Okay, something has happened that now actually makes it possible. What used to be the hardest part of this business, creating your actual digital product, has now become the easiest. And if before you need to create your own distribution channels from scratch, you can now get free distribution through Whop. So that way you don't even need to worry about about the things all business owners worry about there. Okay. So with Whop, you can actually get distribution. So that way you don't need to worry about these things. You know, most business owners worry and they're scared. They're so, they're up at night worrying about sales. Now, there has never been a better time to do this than right now, thanks to how easy the combination of AI and Whop makes this. So literally anyone can tap into this industry, even if you have no expertise, even if you work a full-time job, okay? Even if you have no authority, even if you're still in college, and even if you have never made a single dollar online. And everything I've shown you today, you just have to do it once. Do you think that you can do it once? Especially with AI to help you actually develop your product. Then Whop to help you distribute your product for free when you first get started. And as you've already seen, the more sales other people make on Whop, the more sales that you get. Can you see how powerful it is to be a part of this virtuous cycle, a flywheel system where even other people's sales help boost your own products? The truth is, deep inside, you have always known that this internet thing works and can be extremely profitable. Where you're missing up until this point was knowing exactly what the best options are to actually start making money from zero. You know that combining digital products with AI is the best opportunity to start an online business in 2025. You know the exact 4 steps to create a non-expert digital product from zero using AI, even on topics you know nothing about. And you know the formats that work and the ones that don't. You know how to get distribution for your digital products with Whop, and you know how to go from 1, 2, 3, even 5 different income sources with the same product by expanding your distribution channels. Most importantly, you know that I have a vested interest in your success because I've created a situation where I only make money if you make money. And that's why yesterday I opened up this opportunity so that way we can win together. For those of you who want to have me as your true partner inside Monetize, so that way we can work together for the next 90 days on taking you from wherever you are right now, regardless of your situation, to having a profitable digital product with the potential of replacing your current income and making you an ungovernable individual as well. Not 2 years from now, not 1 year from now, but in 90 days. Okay. That is the goal here. So my question to you is, are you ready to commit for the next 90 days? If 90 days was all it took for you to take the first steps to break free from your current situation and reclaim ownership of your life, would you take that shot? Okay. Drop a yes in the chat. If 90 days, if you can just buckle in for 90 days, guys, I'm not talking about 3 years here. I'm not talking about 5 years, 90 days. Okay. Can you lock in for 90 days? That's all I need. Yes, 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 yes. Of course. Now listen, here's the deal. A lot of people were asking about the mystery bonuses yesterday. Yesterday, I had 2 mystery bonuses I didn't even talk about. I didn't even address. So you know what? I have decided to reveal them because I got so tired of people asking, like, what are these things? So if you want to know, here's what they are. Now, here's the thing. If I reveal them to you and you are serious about this and they get you excited, you're like, wow, this is like really helpful. Like this is actually something in my corner. This is something where I can actually have this done for me. The first thing I expect you to do is go and sign up. Okay. Now, before I reveal these 2 mystery bonuses, let me tell you how we're going to achieve all this together. All right. We're going to do this in 3 steps. We're going to develop your product, we're going to distribute your product, and then we're going to deliver your product. At this point, you already understand how this process works. You've seen dozens of people who have achieved real results on Whop because they implemented these 3 steps. Now, you know what these people didn't have? None of them had access to what I am giving you today. The tools to get each step of the process completely done for you by AI. And most importantly, me looking over your shoulder, pointing the way, not as a mentor, but as a partner. Imagine if you could have me walking you through the entire creation of a digital product from zero in practice and showing you all the small details you need to pay attention to in each of these 3 steps. Develop, distribute, and deliver. By the way, all you need to do is follow along and just click the same buttons I'm clicking on your end. Are you capable of following my instructions along and literally just clicking the buttons that I show you in the classes? Are you? Can you just like follow along and just click the buttons and just click the buttons for the software and let the software do its thing? You know, I gave this example yesterday of like, I get it. Sometimes you don't trust yourself. I've been in their life where I don't trust myself. I don't trust my capabilities. Okay. And sometimes you need those guardrails. Sometimes you need someone to make sure that even if you're having an off day, or you need something or a tool or a competitive advantage to make sure that even if you're having an off day, okay, you are still going to succeed. And that's why I created all these tools, and that's why I created all of these software, okay, to be your fail safe, to be your safety net. So if you are capable of achieving success with this, because at this point, success stops becoming about figuring it out and becomes simply a matter of implementation. And that's exactly what you get inside of Digital Product Formula. Now, that's not the only thing that you get inside of Monetize, okay? And that's when the bonuses I was talking about come into the picture. If you know me, you know the stuff I put out there is going to be epic, okay? And I'm doing it epic. Now, I didn't want this challenge to be just any sort of epic. That's why I decided to spice things up a little. So I created this 90-day competition called Monetize Mania. The way it works is very simple. I've created a leaderboard inside Monetize. This leaderboard is directly connected with everyone's Whop accounts. And each digital product sale you get goes into that leaderboard. Whoever finishes on top of the leaderboard gets these keys. Now, do you guys drop in the chat? Do you know what these keys are? You know what these keys are for? Let me see in the chat if you guys know what these keys are for. McLaren, hardcore discipline, McLaren, yes, McLaren, correct. They're for the keys to a $200,000 McLaren. And this McLaren could be yours in 90 days from now. And then the top 5 people who finish after that will get a $10,000 Rolex each. And the 10 ones after that, they're going to get a remote travel suitcase. And you're going to need it because the top 30 best ranked competitors will all get to fly out to New York to meet me and the entire Whop team for a 1-day in-person mastermind at our incredible Whop offices in New York. So I think that makes things a little bit more epic, don't you think? Okay, this spices things up. So who here is excited to join this and compete for that $200,000 McLaren, 5 Rolexes, 10 Ramos, and a 1-day in-person mastermind in New York? Drop a me in the chat if you're ready, okay? If you want to be the one driving that McLaren in 90 days from now. Guys, I cannot wait for Monetize Mania. Now, I know for a lot of you guys, a very big concern of yours, or sorry, I was going to say a very big concern of mine, because I knew there was something that you will be playing on your guys' mind, was making sure that everyone started at the same starting point, okay? That it was a fair start for everyone. So just so you guys understand, everyone will be starting from zero, okay? But I wanted to make I really wanted to level the playing field here so that everyone has access to the exact same tools to create their digital products. So what I'm going to guarantee everyone inside of Monetize, okay, is a head start. No matter if you're already experienced in any area or you have no expertise in any topics, because I'm giving you free unlimited access to Synthesis AI. So this is your competitive advantage. That is the tool that I've personally developed and trained with data from over $1 billion in digital product transactions from Whop. So that way, all you need to do to create your first digital product is click a few buttons and you're going to get a ready to record product in less than 2 hours, even on topics you know nothing about. With that, the hardest part of this entire process, creating the actual product, becomes the easiest because AI does all of the work for you. Do you understand why regular users pay $2,999 a year to access this software? We have a huge wait list, by the way. Ever since we launched the alpha in January, our wait list is huge, okay? But I want to throw this in with Monetize to make sure you have the highest chances of success. Do you now see why with a tool like Synthesis AI, you get a head start on creating your digital product against everyone else who doesn't have access to the software? And how this ensures that you have the exact same chances as everyone else to get that McLaren 90 days from now. So now, Let's talk about those mystery bonuses. You see, Synthesis AI is all about the first step of our process, developing your product. Whop gives you a head start in the second step, distribution. They give you standard distribution for free. That's the standard distribution. Now, what if you want to expand beyond Whop? What if you too want to multiply your income by taking your digital product from one distribution channel to 2, 3, 4, 5 distribution channels? Historically, doing that has been very challenging. You would spend hundreds of hours to create content, spend real money on hiring script writers, and then having to put together all of that and hope you smash through. Okay. Is that worth it? Like, is it worth putting in all that effort and doing all that stuff for yourself? Or would you rather just have it done for you? Okay. Now, that effort is worth it. I want to make it clear. As a long-term play, it is worth it. But is it the smartest short-term strategy? No, because it's a lot of work. But what if there's a way to have a digital army of content working for you 24/7, created with just a few simple button pushes and having it distributed all over the internet like wildfire? We're talking YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Well, for the past few months, I've been secretly working on something that's going to change everything. And I have dumped hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own money into making it happen. Now, I'm going to be straight with you. I wanted to keep this a secret because there's no way I can fully explain how powerful this software is in just a few slides. Yet, once you get your hands on it, okay, your life will never be the same. Here's the deal. Imagine if you had a team of the best copywriters and content creation experts on planet working for you 24/7, creating unlimited amounts of content that actually attract pre-sold buyers, video scripts that get views and sales, short form content that goes viral and brings in customers. And you get all of that with just a few clicks. No learning curve, no hiring expensive writers, no stressing about what to create next, just pure automated money getting content. The kind of content that usually costs you 6 figures and a migraine to develop, created for you in minutes, not hours, not days, minutes. And that is what Ghostwriter OS is. We force fed this beast with all the intelligence we have from campaigns that have generated hundreds of millions of dollars for us, the kind of campaigns that build empires, and we force fed that into Ghostwriter OS. Okay. Here's what this means in practice. Let's say you want to get into search distribution. You don't know what topics, ideas, or angles to create for your search optimized YouTube videos. Okay. Well, Ghostwriter, it creates the entire videos for you. You don't know how to script your videos? Well, that's fine because Ghostwriter OS just scripts your videos for you. Let's say you want to use that same video concept to create dozens of short form videos for social distribution. Don't know how to turn that one concept into 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 different short form videos? Ghostwriter will create these new concepts for you and write the scripts for you for each one of them. This isn't some cute little AI bot. This is a full-blown, done-for-you, customer-attracting system. Once you have this in place, customers, they just come to you. They flock to you. And that is why we offer this for $2,999 a year for public access. And by the way, considering that it replaces entire marketing departments, that's a steal, okay? For you, though, we have decided that when you join Monetize today, you're going to get full access to this special software, Ghostwriter OS, 100% free. The same system enterprise clients will pay nearly $3,000 a year to use is yours for free when you join today. Most AI tools are one size fits all, like trying to perform surgery with a plastic knife. Ghostwriter, on the other hand, is like having a full team of robotic surgeons performing the surgery for you. Now, what would it mean for you, your family, the why that we talked about before in previous episodes? What would that mean for you if you could instantly create the kind of content that brings in customers using cutting edge technology that not even 1 in a million even knows exists? Speaking of unfair advantages, the last mystery bonus might be the most powerful thing that we're actually offering. You see, all we talked about today was the power of distribution. You already understand how you can get standard distribution from Whop, okay, standard distribution. But as a co-owner in a company this size, of course, I get certain privileges and I can offer you guys certain privileges that no one else can. More important, okay, I get to, as I said, I get to pass on these special privileges to you. So I told the Whop team, I don't want any of my customers having to compete for distribution in the same marketplace as everyone else in the platform. I want a premium space. I want our own space, okay? Now, this is like having a beachfront location for your restaurant in the best area, the best city in your country. With Whop, okay, with Whop, it's still amazing. You still get great real estate in the best city, okay? You still, like, it's great. The standard distribution is great. But what you get with Monetize, that's different. That's beachfront locations, okay? Every single person in Monetize gets premium distribution, okay? Just for us. How about that? Now, what am I talking about here? You see, you get premium marketplace placement on Whop. We're going to have a whole section on the Whop marketplace only for digital products for Monetize members. So just by being inside of Monetize, you already have a competitive advantage over everyone else. Now, let me put this into perspective for you. Whop's marketplace is currently putting $2 to $3 million a month in people's pockets every single month. Here is how many units of their digital products some of the people in the marketplace just sold in the last 30 days alone. 2,411 units, 2,845 units, 483 units, 192 units, 989 units, 398 units, 141 units, 111, 18 units, 336 units, 166 units, 495 units. As you can see, this is not sorted by number of units or anything, okay? This is just random digital products selling on the marketplace. This is a third of the first page. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of these pages. And this is how much this marketplace is moving on a monthly basis. And we're giving you prime placement in this marketplace. This is like having Jeff Bezos teach you Amazon FBA and then giving you the secrets and giving you premium placement on Amazon's first page. That is what we're doing here. And it's virtually impossible to fail because you're not just getting theory, you're getting direct access to a marketplace that is proven to work, a marketplace that's already generating millions in sales for digital products, just like the ones that you create. And listen, instead of having to fight your way to the top, you are getting premium placement handed to you on a silver platter. This is the kind of advantage that most people would kill for, and you're getting included with your monetized membership. So let me ask you, can you imagine what it would mean for your success to have guaranteed prime placement in a marketplace that's already putting $2 to $3 million a month in our users' pockets? Imagine what that would do for you. You see, when was the last time someone not only taught you exactly how to create a profitable product, but also handed you premium shelf space in a proven high traffic marketplace where people are already selling hundreds or even thousands of units a day? Isn't that precisely the kind of unfair advantage that separates those who struggles for years from those who start profiting almost immediately? So inside of Monetize today, you get access to the digital product formula that will walk you through the 3 steps to start and scale your first successful digital product, which is develop, distribute, and deliver. So that way you can create your digital product from zero in no time and position yourself for the 5th wave of the digital world before everyone else gets there. You also get a golden ticket to Monetize Mania. As I said, all I need from you is to commit for 90 days, not 5 years, not 3 years, not even 1 year, 90 days. And if you do this right, 90 days from now, you could have the keys to a brand new McLaren. And on top of that, I'm actually going to hand you these keys in person at our live one-day mastermind event in the New York Whop offices. And to make sure that the playing ground is leveled and that you get as much of a head start as everyone else in Monetize, you get access to Synthesis AI. This way, you can create your first digital product in hours using AI, even if you have no previous expertise in any specific topic. Finally, you get our 2 mystery bonuses. First, you get Ghostwriter OS, your full done-for-you client attraction system that allows you to go from one source of income to 3, 4, 5 different sources of income, completely done for you with the software. This way, your scale with this business becomes virtually unlimited without you having to hire an expensive content team or learning how to become a master at scripting content yourself. Finally, you get premium distribution in the fastest growing digital product marketplace in the world, where our users are passively earning $2 to $3 million a month by just listing their digital products there. That is your beachfront restaurant location for your digital product. The total value here is well over $10,000, which would be an incredible deal if you had to invest $10,000 to be a part of this. At $5,000, this would be an even better deal. At $3,000, this would be batshit insanity. This would be crazy in terms of the deal that you are getting here. And I am giving this to you at the best economical price possible. Listen, just in prizes alone, let alone the software, all the other costs, just in the prizes alone, I'm giving away $250,000 in prizes, which is why this is an incredible deal at just $14.95. And yes, we do have financing options available at the checkout. So just choose the option that makes the most sense for you. Now, before I go ahead and actually drop a link for you to join Monetize, remember what I told you earlier? I agreed to reveal the mystery bonuses to you today on one condition: that when I reveal them to you, If you are truly serious about your why that you wrote back down on our first session, if you're actually committed to that why that you had written down in the first session, if you are truly serious about that why behind why you are here today, and you see how incredibly powerful that these bonuses are for you, the first thing I expect you to do is go up and sign up right now. That was our condition. And now it is time for you to act for your why. Okay, now it is time for you to commit. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to join in the live chat in 3, 2, 1, and now. So you can go ahead and save your spot by clicking the link that I just dropped and as well pinned in the live chat. Or if you're not watching live, you can go ahead and find the link in the description or as a pinned comment of this video. And by the way, don't forget about the insane guarantee that we have, the insane guarantee that I'm giving you here, where I'm literally alleviating all of your risk. It is our work with you until you win guarantee. It is very simple. You either make at least $15,000 with your digital product, or we keep working with you until you do. We keep coaching you. We keep making sure that you have all the tools necessary, okay? And we will never charge you another dollar. When future programs come out, you get free access to that. You get free continued coaching, okay? We will continue working with you until you win, and that is our guarantee, okay? We're going to keep coaching you. We're going to keep giving you updates to new programs. We're going to keep supporting you until you hit that $15,000 mark. I am the only person in this industry that can offer a guarantee like this because I'm the only one who can actually verify how much money you're making through Whop. Okay, this is a two-way street. Okay, there needs to be trust on both sides. So I am the only person who could ever offer a guarantee like this. Okay, because we can actually verify and we can see on both sides that we're upholding, both of us are upholding our sides of the bargain. As I said, we can literally verify every number in real time. And that is why we can offer such a ridiculous risk-free guarantee, because we know that this works and we can prove that it's working for you. So really, you only have two options. Either you succeed and you make at least $15,000, in which case, like, we've done our job, or we keep working with you until you do. There really is no way to lose. And in addition to that, your investment is protected by a 7-day money-back guarantee, meaning that for whatever reason, if you don't like anything you see inside Monetize, you have 7 days to get 100% of your money back. All you need to do is email support@monetize.com and ask for a refund, and we'll get it processed with no questions asked within 24 hours. That is our promise. With this, I am literally taking out all the risk, okay? All the risk is on my side. You don't have any risk on your end today. By the way, if you have any issues checking out, just a heads up, my team will actually reach out to you within 5 minutes through the contact information you fill out on the checkout page. So if you get an SMS or you get a WhatsApp, don't worry. You know, it's not some random stranger. That's my team, okay? If you've actually checked out, okay? So if you're going through the checkout process, you're having issues for whatever reason, my team will be on standby there to help. Now, before we keep going, a warning for the ones talking shit about the people who are committed to building an abundant life and becoming ungovernable through their online business. Pay attention. I know my words might sound too good to be true sometimes. And the results I show here, how simple I make things sound, I've made it very clear at the beginning of this challenge already. This will not make you rich overnight. I've made this very clear. You will not have the same results as I've had and the other people I've shown you here today in a matter of days. You won't, of course not. But I'll give you the knowledge, the direction, and the tools you need to succeed, as well as the incentives you need to put in the work. How much you're going to make and how fast you'll make it is only dependent on how much effort you put into executing and making the most of the advantages that we have stacked for you inside Monetize. What I can guarantee is the following. You won't have to study for 5 years, slave away in a corporate job, or pray to get a promotion in a crowded, saturated market that, by the way, is soon going to get replaced by AI anyways. Now, let's get back to our workbook. Tonight's homework is very simple. Write down what is going to be the first distribution channel that you're going to expand to after listing your digital product on Whop. Think about all the different distribution strategies we covered today and list them down, okay? Write down each one of them on a piece of paper and split this paper into 2 columns. Then in one of the columns, write down what you like about each distribution channel. On the other column, write down the things you don't like about that distribution channel. Analyze your answers carefully. And from that, take a decision. And then from there, write down your final answers. All right. And keep this paper. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to set an alarm on your calendar for 90 days from now for you to remind you to actually come back to this paper. And I want you to stick to what you wrote down here for 90 days. If you can do that, you will be surprised how much your life can exponentially change in this 90-day period. Now, this is your commitment to yourself to make this work. And with that being said, let's go ahead and kick to your favorite part of these live sessions, which is the informal Q&A hangout session with my co-host, Jason Fladden. You already know who he is. You already know how good he is at what he does. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and welcome in Jason.
What's going on, Iman?
How you doing?